Well, Gov, an absolutely glorious morning here out at KINGKOVSKY. We start off in race number 2 on Saturday. Horse number 2, who is DUZI Moon, with departing champion jockey Gavin Larena aboard.
Yeah, Andy, he's getting closer. He's had a couple of good thirds, and we felt that probably his best trip was 1200. We tried him 1450, and he ran out of gas a little bit at the end, so back to 1200. And I think a winnable race for him. You know, he's well drawn. Gav knows him well. He likes the track, so yeah, I'm hopeful for him.
Excellent. Then we move on to the first leg of the pick six with horse number 1, who is CAYMEN Sunset. Once again, Gavin Larena in the irons.
Yeah, you know, honesty personified. He really is. He's a lovely little horse. Gives nothing away at home. Looks weak and weedy at the track, and goes to the races, and he's never failed to surprise me. Really. Solid form, and 3 wins and a second from 7 starts, and big weight on his back, but he's well drawn, gets on like very, very well with Gavin, and he's got to have an obvious chance, I would think.
Super. And then you've got a long wait until race 9, where you've got 3 representatives in horses number 3, 8 and 13, Elusive 7, Eurozone and KINGKOVSKY.
Yeah, I think our best 2 there would probably be Elusive 7 and Eurozone. Elusive 7's got a nice draw, but quite a big weight for a 3-year-old. And Eurozone, badly drawn, but very effective over the mile. So, I would favour those 2 of the 3. KINGKOVSKY's been a little bit unreliable. Possibly the handicapper's got a hold of him as well. But, for the first 2, I think they're both very well. And these handicaps, very competitive always. But I do think the pair of them must be included in everything.
Michael, just the 3 runners on Saturday, starting off in race 5 with number 1, Soldier Girl. Callan Murray seems to get a good tune out of her.
Yes, Andrew. She ran quite a decent race in them last time. She's a very temperamental filly, like most fillies are. When she wants to run, she can run. I don't think it's the greatest field in the world, but she is giving heaps of weight to the majority of them. But if she can bring her last run to the track, I think she could be competitive.
Excellent. Then on to race number 6, horse number 3. First of all, we'd like to know, did you pick this horse on his name, or did you name him afterwards?
No, Audra named him actually. They named their son Adam after Adam because they're very, very fond of Adam. And I think it was a bit of my Adam and their Adam, that's why they gave the horse that name. And he's a nice horse. His last 2 runs over 1400 were decent. He got a bit of a virus and we had to put him out for quite some time. He's been out for almost 8 months. If he doesn't need the run, he'd be in the money, but I would expect he might just need this run.
So if he won, would you say Adam and Eve it?
I'd probably be hands in there and say, can you believe it?
Okay, and then on to race number 7. Probably hard for MATRON PRILLI to win, but what are your plans with her?
Yeah, very difficult for Andrew. This is tailor-made for this course and this distance, and especially around the bend. She's got raw speed, early raw speed, so the track suits her. But she's stepping up in class here, and I think it's going to be a tall order for her. I'd be very, very happy if she made the placings.
Mr. Magner, starting off in the first race on Saturday, race number 1, number 5 is See You Jimmy and Matthew Thackeray.
Yeah, he's had the 1 run. He was a little outpaced in the beginning, but ran on very nicely. Well drawn. 2nd run, 1st run round the turn, but I think he's competitive. We're hoping for a big run.
Tell us a little bit about the owners, because the name says it all, really.
Gerald Sadler actually bred it himself and did name it himself, and I think it's a wonderful name. See You Jimmy.
Let's move on to race number 3, first leg of the place accumulator. Horse number 3, Rosewater, and defecting champion jockey Gavin Larena.
Yes, look, she's also nicely drawn. Her last run round the turn was a little disappointing, but she did come back making a bit of a breathing noise, so we've opted to put the tongue tie on, and hopefully that sorts that little problem out. And if it does, well, then hopefully she'll run a decent race.
Fair to say that you try the tongue tie and work and see how they accept it in the first instance?
Absolutely, but you know, in the morning she doesn't get it over. But just to get used to it, that's fine. But I think the heat of the moment in racing, she is getting it over.
To mention one of your old stalwarts, heat of the moment. Right, we move on to race 6. Horse number 9 is Captain Leon, and Francie Herald gets the ride.
Yeah, look, he won his first start. We rated him. His second start was over 14, and he didn't really seem to get the 14. So we opted to run him back over 12, and he was running on very, very strongly. So I think that the trip is right. He's nicely drawn. We're hoping for a big run.
Then a very busy race for you, race 7, which you've got 3 runners. The good old faithful Shiver and Shake, and USISI, and of course Twilight Tiger is the mount of Francie Herald. Ryan Munger's on the other, and Gavin Lorena gets USISI.
Look, draws are very important over that 1,000 on the inside track. And USISI has been nominated many times and draws 53, 45, 36, but at last got a draw. She's drawn 1. That's a big plus. Gavin opted to ride her. So I think she's a runner. Twilight Tiger also quite nicely drawn. She's had the last 2 runs with the blinkers much better, has them again. Francois ridden her in the last 2 starts, so she's competitive as well. Shiver and Shake, not too well drawn, but I mean, she's a 7-time winner. She's done us proud. Let's hope she runs a nice race too.
And then you could well finish on a high with race number 9, represented by number 1, DAKIWE, Pierre Jordan's half-brother, and he has been an absolute revelation.
Yeah, look, he's done very well. He won 3 off the bounce, but obviously their merit goes up a little, and he does carry 62 kilos. He's not too well drawn. I think he's got quite a hard ask in a competitive field, but we're hoping for the best.
Yeah, I would think that with Gavin Lorena having had the option to ride him, and he's gone for another ride in a progressive sort, maybe that says it all.
Well, I think Gavin's probably spot on. You know, he's, as I say, he won 3 on the bounce. He now has 62 kilos, not too well drawn. So it's a hard ask, but let's hope for the best.